Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the apex sociocultural group in Igbo land, has drawn support for the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi. They believe that Mr. Peter Obi won the election, that his mandate was stolen. And I have an article here that titles, "Who Will Go Extra Mile for Mr. Peter Obi to Reclaim His Victory?" We will go extra mile for Mr. Peter Obi to reclaim his victory. Have patience with me. Let me read out this article so that we'll analyze the importance of this support for Mr. Peter Obi. And it reads, Apex Igbo sociocultural group, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, has said it is willing to go extra mile to ensure Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, to reclaim his mandate in court. Bola Tinubu of All Progressive Congress (APC) defeated Obi in the recent concluded presidential election held on Saturday, though so many people believe that the election was flawed and full with electoral malpractices and violence. Following his defeat, the Labour Party presidential candidate vowed to challenge Tinubu's victory at the election tribunal. Dr. Alex Ogbonnaya, the National Publicity Secretary of Ohanaeze, said the group is willing to go extra mile for Mr. Peter Obi in his bid to reclaim the mandate given to him by Nigerians in the February 25th presidential election. According to Ogbonnaya, Nigerians from all over the country believe in Labour Party's candidate's message, Mr. Peter Obi, that a new Nigeria was possible, which led to their overwhelming support for Obi's candidacy. He also praises the people of the Southeast for voting in large number for the Labour Party's candidate despite intimidation. The Ohanaeze Ndigbo spokesman said, "I am happy Nigeria is moving away from political empathy to a participant political culture. It is a plus because in the third world, that participation has been a problem, and you can see they participated actively. They could not be suppressed or intimidated. They rather defied all the threats from all the external forces and came even under sunshine and rain. They stood strongly and expressed their wish through their votes. We were impressed because in the past, they did not have confidence in the electoral system, and to that extent, there is this political empathy, but they came out fully and voted." He continued to say that Mr. Obi is a meticulous person whose personal conviction might not be called to question, adding that the former Anambra governor will emerge victorious at the courts. Ogbonnaya continued to say, "I have confidence in that because when he was deprived of his victory some time ago in Anambra State, he struggled and ensured people that he will recover it. Later on, he recovered that mandate. The same way, it is like history will repeat itself." Anybody who has known Mr. Peter Obi will know that he is always sure of whatever he is doing. He is conscious of whatever position or decision he is taking. He is not a man of frivolous or a man who takes decision anyhow. He takes a thorough review of his decision before making it public. In fact, I would rather say that Ohanaeze Ndigbo endorses the speech by Peter Obi in pursuing the case and to make sure that we follow it to its logical conclusion, and we are very confident that he will win. That is from Ogbonnaya, the publicity secretary of Ohanaeze Ndigbo sociocultural group. As I said, Ohanaeze Ndigbo drawing support for Mr. Peter Obi is a very significant something. So a lot of people have seen, and it is obvious that there have been so many places, so many states where electoral malpractices took place. Like in Lagos State, Mr. Peter Obi won, but a lot of his votes were suppressed. He lost up to 400,000 votes. In Delta State, he won, but he lost so many votes because all these places they rigged the election. They tried to rig it against him. Despite he won, he did not win with a large margin. So also in reverse, Mr. Peter Obi supposed to win with a very high margin, but rigging was miraculous. So in all these places, evidence are needed to prove that the votes that are supposed to come from all these places, that it was rigged, that the votes could have given Mr. Obi victory. If he can prove this in court, definitely he is going to regain his mandate. It's not going to be an easy step, but I trust Mr. Peter Obi because whenever he makes move, he is very sure of his move. Any step he takes, he's conscious of his decision. He hardly make mistakes. Though we are human, every human can make mistake, but Mr. Peter Obi hardly make mistake. Now, I just want to highlight a little thing about how the election was rigged massively against Mr. Peter Obi. You know, before the election, people talk about structure, that the Labour Party doesn't have structure. Yes, according to Mr. Peter Obi, these are structures of criminality, the structures of rigging an election, the structures that does not favor the people. And from this structure is where this election was rigged massively against Mr. Peter Obi. Believe me, you know, so many places that they don't have agent for Labour Party, and in so many places there have been intimidation because of the so-called political elite in those areas. They intimidate the poor Labour Party's what is it called? Agents, polling unit agents. They intimidated them. Some were bribed, some were forced out of their polling unit so that they could do whatever they want to do. All these things has proofs, video proofs, audio recording. And after the election, so many places, like in Delta State, there have been so many places they saw the electoral materials. I mean, that A4 paper sheet that they used to write the scores, they throw it inside the bush. And when you pick it, you could see that all of them Labour Party. They throw it and went on to the INEC office and to print another one. So a lot of bad thing has happened. These malpractices that have taken place is gradually becoming gross. So if it is not tackled now, it's going to cause another thing. So that is why I am praising the courage of Mr. Peter Obi to challenge the process in court. And believe me, he is going to be victorious in this. So this is about Ohanaeze Ndigbo endorsing Mr. Peter Obi. See you on my next news. Thank you. I am Okochapi Master. Kindly subscribe to this my channel and share my videos to support me. See you on my next video.